All right. So, Adam, I have a great idea. I know exactly how we should do the show this week. It's brilliant.
Okay. All right.
All right. So, what's going to happen? It's going to take a little bit more work on your part because, editing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, what I think we should do is, as the show goes on, things just start randomly going bad. Like, 1 minute, you're perfectly fine and understandable. Next minute, we can't really understand you. Next minute, you're back to being normal. Nothing's like, no one even notices it. Then I cut out completely for like a minute or two. And then when you're not talking, it's just a bare spot. And then it just, as the show goes on, it gets worse and worse where you can't understand a word we're saying at the end. And then we pop into, as we're closing out, in perfect harmony for the outro. What do you think?
Dude, we can't be making fun of Fyre Fest or even Fyter Fest at this point. I mean, it's a dead joke, man. I'm sorry, we can't do it.
How come you never take my ideas? You never. You know what? I've had enough of this. I quit. I'm leaving.
Tim? Well, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like I'm going to be running the show from now on. Yeah, this is wonderful.
I just realized I don't have to leave. I'm already home.
Yeah. You called in.
I can just turn you. Yeah, I can just turn you off.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a brand new episode of As the Buckle Turns. I'm Adam.
I'm Tim.
And this week we're talking about Fyter Fest. We're talking about what happened this week on Raw and SmackDown. Like, really, let's just start with Raw and SmackDown because
I was actually thinking that myself. I was like, let's start off with something good about WWE for a change.
We had
wait.
a blip on the radar. Two good shows.
Hold on a second. Was it just me, or did it feel weird to say something good about Raw or WWE, and like not bitching about them for a change?
I mean, they did things right.
Well, it felt weird.
Yeah, it did.
Like unnatural. Like it's been such Raw and SmackDown have been bad for so long. Like it's like
build-ups to things coming up actually felt like there was an importance to it happening. Samoa Joe challenging Kofi Kingston actually felt like Samoa Joe felt like a serious threat.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just like weird, but
yeah.
So let's jump right into Raw. I mean, I watched none of the shows because I don't have cable.
Okay, so in the first hour, we have a monster versus monster Falls Count Anywhere match. For what? This is 3-4 weeks out from Extreme Rules?
It's 2 weeks out.
2 weeks out from Extreme Rules. And we're giving a pay-per-view level match away for free on Monday Night Raw.
But not just that. The makes this even bigger is that we have another segment between these two, which in the past have been stupid things like arm wrestling competition.
Oh, yeah.
A tug of war. No, these two have a Falls Count Anywhere match, and they literally spear, I think it's Strowman spears Lashley through the stage,
through the back of the stage. It a la Rhino spearing. Oh, who did he spear through the fist stage? I forget who that was.
I don't know. But we did finally get an answer that we've been wondering for a very long time now. Where did all the WWE's pyro go to?
It's been sitting behind the stage this entire time.
No one was looking there.
Nope.
No one clearly looked there because it's been sitting there the entire time. And, well, we found out where it was.
It's a wonderful spot. It's a good way to kick off the new Raw that they're obviously trying to get everyone interested in by the time October comes around.
let's be very clear here. While this had Heyman's fingerprints all over the show,
Oh yeah.
but a good portion of the show was still under Vince McMahon.
Yes.
Because it is being said that Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff will not get full control over their shows until after Extreme Rules.
Right.
So this was like, but because Heyman's already there on Mondays for stuff for like Brock Lesnar, he got to jump on this.
Right.
And we'll get to something about another thing he may be getting to jump on over Eric Bischoff in a second.
Oh.
But so he's been part of this, and he's been actually helping out with storylines and helped out a lot with the Ronda Rousey, Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair storyline.
Yeah.
Because that's who Ronda felt more comfortable working with her promos, and he actually got to have feedback. And I think because that got so much buzzworthy news, that's what pretty much sold Vince on giving Heyman this opportunity.
And this is going to be much more than when we had in the past Bischoff as a GM. This is somebody who's actually running the show. Yeah.
Eric Bischoff, when he was a GM character, he was not in charge of the show.
No.
He was just an on-air talent. Paul Heyman did actually have a role in creative at one point, but he was never getting what he wanted. He was fighting tooth and nail.
Yeah.
And like just obsessed with who he was. It's one of the reasons why when CM Punk showed up in ECW, there was such buzzworthy news about this guy that he kind of fell flat and rubbed all these people in the back the wrong way because Heyman kept hyping him up so much, and we know how well Heyman can hype up. Let me just put it this way: if you want to see how Heyman felt during that time, just watch the Heyman DVD that they put out on him. One of the few managers that you actually get an actual whole DVD about their story.
Yeah.
And it's excellent. And it also will tell you why, while everyone is saying, oh, Vince is looking to the past to save the current product. No, there's a reason why he picked Heyman. Heyman actually has his own production company where he does commercials. He works with talent on different things on top of this beforehand. I'm sure he's still probably involved in them and that in some ways, even though he will be working full-time in this role.
Right.
But he's still on the pulse of what is pop culture, what is popular, and what is in. Now let's look at the same thing. Now people are questioning Eric Bischoff about what was the one good thing he is known for, the NWO. Ooh. Well, it wasn't just the NWO. The NWO storyline, while it went on a little too long and they didn't have a way out of it that well, didn't come to fruition. He was under his tenure, they became profitable
Right.
for the first time. And didn't last long after that, but
Yeah,
again, there's other issues that we all know from the past. It wasn't just Eric Bischoff.
Yeah, there was a lot of things piled against the product itself.
But he also has his own company that he's worked with in similar areas. People were like, do people remember his run in TNA? Fact is, a lot of the shit that people were putting on Bischoff for the era, that TNA era, wasn't actually Bischoff.
No.
He had to say it was actually Dixie Carter fucking up things, as well Hogan having more input. When Hogan stopped being in there, it's when the show started to turn around, got better.
Yeah.
There was a times where Eric Bischoff, Spike TV would not deal with Dixie Carter. They would only talk to Eric Bischoff.
Eric Bischoff has
reason why
run a television program and been able to deal with the television the executives.
Yes.
Like he's
So he
already
knows how to-
had this role before.
Yeah, he knows that element. And while yes, TNA was bad at that time, by the time Eric left, it was in an upswing on far better than what it was.
Oh yeah.
Hogan, it was very clear that Hogan had a lot more creative input in there.
Sadly, that's true.
And so, yes, it was a bad era, but it was also a Dixie Carter thing.
Mm-hmm.
being involved. Like it was just where it would have been fine if like it was a Vince McMahon, Eric Bischoff thing because they've worked together before. Yes, on their talent, but Vince is good at filtering things out. Dixie doesn't know what the fuck she was ever doing. Her daddy bought her a wrestling company.
Yeah.
If it was Jeff Jarrett in that role, I think it would have been a different issue. It would have been something different. Bischoff and Hogan probably would never have shown up because, stuff.
Well,
But
enough about TNA though.
But the whole point is, Eric Bischoff knows what he's doing.
Yep.
And I'm actually hoping, I would love to see them do is because there's a whole group of talent in WWE right now that would be considered veterans because they've been there for so long. I'd love to see Raw become the new face of younger talent under Heyman, and SmackDown become the veterans.
That's not going to become true. It's going to be veterans and hottest talent ever on Raw, and SmackDown's where you're going to be introduced.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you did that one, because Eric Bischoff was more favorable towards veteran stars.
I know.
The older stars. It was the older stars of where they shouldn't have been. But still, start using the people who he has there on SmackDown, who haven't gotten their chance yet.
Right.
Or he had, but then they were just screwed over for whatever reason. Like, give it Dolph Ziggler. Actually use him correctly at this point.
Yeah.
Give him that run that he should have had long enough to see consistency where we actually can get behind him again, either a heel or a babyface.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that. Characters like people like that. But you're right, it won't be. But it all depends on how much Vince will actually let Eric and Heyman have say. Let's continue with Raw, though.
Yeah. So yes, we had AJ Styles do a heel turn. Quite honestly, I've always considered AJ to be the nicest heel on the planet. like he's a good guy, but when it comes down to it, he will cheat to win. He will turn on people in order to be able to keep his championship. Doesn't matter. But he's a really nice guy otherwise.
Yeah. It was interesting because after his win last week over Ricochet in the main event, then we got this week where they were where AJ was kind of bashing the Good Brothers for being jokes to themselves and just like, that's not who you would be, blah, blah, blah. You're getting too full of yourself, stuff like that. They turned it back around to AJ saying, hey, you should go challenge Ricochet for the U.S. title. The old AJ would have challenged him and then smacked him in the face.
Yep.
Like, go find Ricochet. Apparently, he's like right behind him the whole time. Like, I don't think you need to. Wrestle Talk was pointing this out. Like, I don't think you need to. He's right there. I think he heard the entire conversation.
Yeah, I think he can hear you.
Yeah. Like, he goes up to him and he's like, he challenges him, and after Ricochet accepts, he slaps him. Because I haven't seen the clip, but according to Wrestle Talk, it's like a little. Gentle, like, they described it as a cat. Just like if you stare at a cat long enough, they're just like.
Just swiped at you. No claws. Just what are you doing?
It would just be like a light little.
Go away.
And then what does Ricochet do? He responds with the same thing.
That's awesome.
That's what they described it as. So I'm like, okay, I know exactly what you're talking about. But then we got the U.S. title match, and because of no wrestling during ad breaks.
Yeah.
Don't have so many ad breaks then.
I don't get it. Like, if the match has to continue and you have to go to an ad, let the match continue and then give me a highlight of what happened when you get back.
Yeah.
Or put the commercial on the screen and just up in the corner put what's going on in the action, or do it the other way around.
That's what they do.
Don't stop the match.
Yeah, this one actually kind of worked because AJ hits the phenomenal forearm. pins Ricochet, but a ref comes down and sees that Ricochet's foot was under the rope, which caused some controversy because why does it happen for this one, but it doesn't happen for other stuff that happened when refs come out and interrupt?
It's the inconsistent ref in the back situation.
Yeah. But so the match just restarted. Ricochet then rolls up, gets the win off AJ, and then the Good Brothers come in ready to like stop, and he stops him, hands Ricochet, and then they beat him up, and he turns heel.
Yep.
So
and
I'm
we
fine
form
with
the
it.
club. Now we need Finn to join in.
Yeah. Actually, WrestleTalk was pointing like he's not doing anything over in SmackDown. Why not just turn him heel and bring him in? And run with these guys? It makes so much more sense.
Put the club together. Done.
And that way we don't see the demon for a very long time because demon doesn't work. I would think. And then when he comes babyface again, you can use the demon again.
Right.
But anyway, that'd be a great way to use them. So, newsflash though is the reason why the club is suddenly getting a big push all of a sudden is because they have agreed to new contracts with WWE.
Oh.
No one has said officially that they've signed these contracts. But
No,
they have finally come. And one of the reasons why they have been turning down contracts in the past was not because of money.
Okay.
Because of how they're being used. How they've been booked.
Totally makes sense. No one has been booked people have been booked well, but no one has been booked properly. Mm-hmm. No one feels like they're being booked properly.
No. So one of the things is that people were wondering, this is going to be a Heyman thing. No, this has been teased for a while now.
Yeah.
This is actually one of the few storylines that is being crossed over into the Heyman era. So this is something Vince started and now is continuing and will continue under Heyman. So Heyman will get his fingerprints in on there as well, which I find great because Raw needs some major heels.
I know.
Because they don't have a top heel, and AJ, regardless of being what you may think, he's always been kept at that level of a top star.
Oh, yeah, he's a top star no matter where he is.
Yeah, in which he was, if you remember correctly, back when he came in, he was supposed to come in and be a low mid-carder.
Oh, yeah, he was supposed to not even be looking at, the U.S. title yet.
Yeah, he didn't think, because Vince didn't think he was going to be, no one's going to recognize him, no one's going to know who he is.
An immediate pop at the Royal Rumble.
And that pop at the Royal Rumble, I was like, what? They know who he is? And Triple H was probably like, Vince, this is the time of year, the Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, one of our two biggest shows, where those people who are hardcore wrestling fans who watch other people come to our shows. Yeah, they know who he is. Like, we gotta push him.
Duh.
Yeah. So I'm happy with that. If they could bring Finn back to Raw, and push him.
Yep.
I think that'd be fine. I think that'd be great. It'd be a great little run with them. I can't remember half the shit that went on Raw because it's 3 hours.
No, but having those two moments as the bookends for your show just made the entire show better.
Let's talk about one thing that's a negative on the show.
Oh, there was a negative? What was this negative?
Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins have no on-air chemistry.
No, they don't. Look, I don't care. I don't care how much you want to keep pushing them as the next power couple. They have no on-air chemistry, and good for them that they're in a relationship. You can continue using that in a story or whatever. But really trying to force them to have on-screen chemistry just doesn't work.
Come on. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the burning hatred in their eyes of being used as a power couple on. Oh wait, I do know exactly what it is.
Yes.
Come on. The whole pat on the arm, saying, "Yeah, we're romantic," and they're just patting, cheating buddies. Yeah, no.
I don't get it. Let them be who they are around each other, on screen. If that's really who they are, then okay. But it doesn't
I
feel
doubt.
like that's who they are at all.
No. No, that's what the thing. I think that they want them to try to be who they are backstage around each other, but they're like, we don't. That's not comfortable for us.
Yeah, they're not. They're probably not PDA people at all. They probably would not be showing off, making out in front. They're not pulling an Edge and Lita.
I'm not even saying that they're not that. I just don't think they want to show that side of them.
Oh, I'm saying that they're not having a live sex show in front of the
Oh
audience.
yeah, either do I.
No, okay.
But like there. But speaking of, we're talking about there. Speaking of also contracts, we got to see the power of love.
The power of love.
The power of love. The it couple. No couple better than these two. Maria and
Mike
Kanellis showed up to challenge the awkward couple of Seth and Becky to a mixed gender tag match because they just signed 5-year contracts for $500,000 a year.
Good on them.
We don't know if those contracts are together or they're both individual contracts of $500,000. Here's hoping they were smart enough to get individuals.
Either way, that's good money. That's not bad money.
No, if they got individuals, that's $1 million between the two of them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's good. Good paycheck.
Yeah. So what happened was in this match is, Mike gets beat up, tags in Maria, who runs around the ring running from Becky, saying, "Don't touch me, I'm pregnant." Blah blah blah. So she taps out, makes Mike tap out to disarm her. Wait. Disarm him?
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, disarm people.
Yes.
Disarm people. Sorry, I had to steal another not woke culture, wrestling talk joke.
Okay.
And then we get Maria bashing Mike, saying, "I can't be pregnant. Mike's not man enough to impregnate me. Next time, if I want to get pregnant, maybe I'll seek out the man Becky Lynch to impregnate me."
It was really weird.
Yeah, it was a total burial.
Like it was such an obvious burial that it should have been funny.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it was so out of left field that it didn't feel like it could have been funny at all. It was weird. Really, really weird.
Yeah. Yeah, so we found out why this happened.
Oh, yeah.
Because Maria is pregnant again with their second child.
Yes.
She's confirmed it on Instagram. She actually showed her pregnancy test that showed the pregnant. And the reason why, why is that? She's pregnant. Well, what's the big deal about that? Nothing. But the fact that some people in the back may be a little pissed off that she knew she was pregnant and didn't say anything until after signing these new contracts.
Or they think that's exactly how it went, and no matter what, they're going to be pissed off, and Mike's going to get buried because of it.
Yeah, whatever. So but the continuing theme backstage is that it was kept until after the contracts were signed.
Yeah.
So we do know that it wasn't revealed to them. So this is a burial for that. I'm gonna say this, regardless of what happened. Good for them for saying, "Hey, we're having another kid." If she didn't know. Like, we could go out on the independent scene again.
Yeah.
And probably make some money because of our name, but who we were on the independent scene and some of the best stuff there. But we won't make what we're making now, or they're offering us now. We don't know about if AEW would be even interested in us at this point. We're going to have another mouth to feed. She won't be out on the road as much when she's pregnant. All these different things. And they're probably like, well, why don't we sign for 5 more years? We were miserable, but at least it's guaranteed money, and we'll have money for this to take care of our family.
Exactly.
So maybe that was the reason. You know what? Hey, for that case, least you have a motive, a reason for sticking around a company if you weren't happy with it.
It's a guaranteed paycheck.
Yeah, a good paycheck.
Yes.
Whether it's $500,000 for the couple or $1 million for both of them total. It's still good money, and I understand. Versus, I'm gonna stay in this company and make $500,000 guaranteed money because not do anything because I'm lazy.
Yeah.
Like some of these low mid cutters are doing just so they get locked up. Oh, I mean, yes, it's smart on their end, but at the same time, like, why don't you take your risks if you're clearly there for the paycheck? You're not clearly there to make a name for yourself.
I mean, some people are just there for a paycheck.
Yeah, man. There's a reason why you're not ever going to achieve anything in wrestling because of that. When you're there to make a paycheck, there's something about it, I'm sorry, it's just like, no. Like, why? That just shows you as a character to me, who your actual character is.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, there are probably some people in the back, these people who are low mid cards not being used, who did this for the paycheck because at one point they were trying, and no matter what they did, they were not given that opportunity.
Right.
That I can understand to a point. But then if you wanted the opportunity, your contract's expiring, you have the opportunity to the indies, go prove yourself there, get your name up there, and maybe have they wanted to bring you back in a bigger role, or AEW will take notice of you and go like, oh no, we want this guy now. Like, you have New Japan, you have Ring of Honor, you have a smaller indie scene. You could, if you want that. But, so to me, I'm saying there's just no excuse. But when you actually thinking about family versus paycheck and stuff like that,
right,
I can understand that a little bit more better. And some of these people may have families they're thinking about too, which I can understand. But when you don't have a family and you're just doing it for the money,
oh yeah, that's totally different. That's totally different.
I'm sorry.
Shall we move on to our next subject, sir?
Oh, we didn't talk about the hands up that Heyman might be getting over Eric Bischoff yet for Raw. So we got a call up from NXT. No, we didn't get a call up.
Yeah.
But we did have an NXT tag team, the tag team champions, the Street Profits, show up in two backstage some segments on Raw.
Mm-hmm.
Which confused people because, like, wait, is this a call up? No, not a call up for the tag team champions. You just had the Viking experience.
Yeah. I like the fact that they're showing off the NXT tag team champions.
Yes. So, and one of the reasons why people were saying that Paul Heyman probably did this was because get new faces on this there, but we're not going to be using them. But also, there's potentially he's going to be with the Eric Bischoff and Paul Heyman dynamic of controlling the shows. When it comes to call-ups, they're going to be fighting over talent.
Yes.
There.
So
this could be
1 second, Tim.
Yeah.
Hold, actual timeout.
I don't remember what we were talking about.
Well, before that weird commercial break, which I don't know what happened, we don't have commercials. That just cut suddenly. You were talking about that Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff will be fighting, if you will, over talent call-ups from NXT.
Oh yeah. But I was gonna say I didn't realize we actually had someone who wanted to pay us to advertise, but that'd been cool. But yeah, I'm over that whole thing. I'm over that whole topic. Let's move on.
Oh, all right. Well, in that case, it's time for us to move on to Fyter Fest.
Was there something else we were going to talk about?
No, not really.
Well, there was something else. Oh, it has to do with Fyter Fest. That's why.
Yeah. I mean, next week we start talking about G1 because that starts coming up. But yeah, no.
Have you done your prediction?
No.
Have you done your predictions yet?
I gotta take care of those. Okay.
So those people at home who can't see me doing this, I'm flicking him off.
He is holding up a finger, which is quite unsettling to me. It does not kindle joy. No, not at all.
Kind of like how Kofi Kingston did to Samoa Joe on SmackDown.
Exactly. And Jimmy Havoc did to MJF at Fyter Fest.
Oh, hold on. There is something we got to talk about with WWE still.
What else?
We got to talk about Owens' face turn.
Oh, yeah. Kevin Owens turned face.
Okay, that was great. Let's move on.
There we go.
Yeah. No, so yeah, on SmackDown he started the what felt like would be a face turn, like moment, like it was starting to build towards it. Which, if you remember correctly, it wasn't too long ago he turned heel.
Yeah.
So from
I mean,
what
he's
I've been,
been
Go
heel
ahead.
for quite some time.
well, he's been heel his entire WWE run, pretty much.
Yes.
So when he came back from injury, he was going to be a babyface, and they turned him heel. And now they're turning him back to babyface. Have you heard the reason why? As he ignores me. Oh,
Yeah.
in the face. Man, it's just terrible. Yeah, when you look down, it looks so much better that way.
Oh, shut up.
What are you reading?
I got sucked into Facebook again.
How is that possible in 2019?
I mean, it happens. Occasionally you see a notification pop up. Next thing you know, you're looking at the article after that, and you're just like, oh, I started down a wormhole. I gotta back off. But thank you for pulling me out of that.
Do you know why? Have you heard the reason why they're turning Owens heel, a babyface again?
No, I don't. All I know is that the show was good enough that it didn't bother me as to not knowing exactly why he turned face again.
Well, that's right, because you're not a true WWE. Like
Yeah,
I am.
I'm not a hardcore WWE fan.
For shame, man. For
Sorry.
shame. Says the WWE fan who's going to be praising AEW in a minute.
Exactly.
Yeah, wait, what's the problem? You've never seen a hypocrite before?
So
Anyway, the rumor is going around. The reason why he turned babyface was because back at WrestleMania, the plan was to keep Owens face. The reason why they did it was because Bryan got hurt. They didn't have anyone else really to do this with.
Mm-hmm.
So they turned him heel so they could do that. And now Bryan's back, getting to that level where they're comfortable with and what they needed. So it's like time to get Owens back on the track they wanted to see. Which actually I think is kind of good, because since his heel turn, actually basically much since he came back, hasn't really won a match. He's made one pay-per-view match.
Yeah, that's true.
And what was the point of this if you were just gonna lose again on Raw, on SmackDown, or wherever it was last 2 weeks ago or something like that, and then now to this. But oh well, I'm glad, because I was actually looking forward to see what Owens' face run would look like.
Mm-hmm.
And good news is that the rumor is they want to not just push him as a babyface, but he's gonna be one of the top babyfaces of SmackDown.
Yeah, why not?
So I think it'll be interesting to see, and I do like the fact that he uses the stunner. I don't know.
Yeah.
Someone with facial hair who looks like a brawler who could kick the crap out of you. Doing that move just works.
I also love the fact that he totally killed Dolph Ziggler
Yeah.
during that promo. He's like, yeah, you had your chance 8 years ago. Sorry.
Yeah. The lines that were thrown that way were perfect.
Oh, they were wonderful. If you allow Owens to be the hero while at the same time being the guy who's a complete and utter smartass to everyone, it'll be great. You know, all he has to do is just be a relatively good guy, but he's still allowed to be the brawler that he is.
See, that's what the thing is, like, that's why I think, like, Owens' character should be, as his babyface, he should be the actual brawler version of Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah.
Because, well, Austin was advertised as a brawler. He was not a fucking brawler.
He was
a
relatively
technician.
technical.
Yeah, he was very technical. He just knew how to make his technical moves look more like a brawlish type thing, because he could throw them really fast and just get that explosiveness and really just run wild and violent, make him look really violent to match that. But he was technical.
Yeah.
Owens a brawler. He's hands down a brawler. So let him be the Stone Cold, where Stone Cold was not sarcastic. He's just like, I want to fight. I want to fight someone, and he just light you up.
The shirt that says "Fight KO Fight,"
Yeah.
that just let him be the fight guy.
Yeah.
Bring back the prize fighter.
Because I mean, Austin basically tapped into his Texas roots.
Yeah.
For his character as part of Stone Cold. Let Owens be that actual brawler, but his cocky, let him use the heel mic skills that we've seen for years.
Oh yeah.
As a babyface, and just use them towards heels now.
Right. That's all you have to do. Just point him towards the bad guys, and there, done. He's a face.
Nope. Better yet, keep him heel, but just point him towards the more heelish characters.
There you go.
That's what they did with Austin, and we saw the success he had.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
But yeah, it looks like KO is going to be in a good position to be used properly. I'm not saying that he needs to be pushed to the exact moon tomorrow. No, just allow him to shine in the spot that he's able to shine in. Don't try to force him into something.
I would love to see him not have a match until SummerSlam.
No, yeah, definitely.
Use the KO show. Use him as this person who just attacks people, type babyface. When his music hits, you're just like, oh, he's coming, and have him run down to start beating up on someone.
Yeah.
And have him have his first match up, because it will get this big gap of him just running wild, being almost like the lunatic fringe version of Ambrose when after the Shield broke up.
Yep.
But actually let him win, not actually.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that was a little issue because you had two people who just turned singles, and someone had to lose, and Rollins as the heel had to win those. But they just kept that going way too long for Ambrose, where it did hurt him.
Oh yeah, they did.
Owens just point him towards someone, let him beat him up, lead to a match at SummerSlam, and that be his first win. That way, we have this big run with him of just beating people up, this pop, this great reaction from the fans going into his first real match since turning babyface and all those losses he's had.
Yeah.
And go from there. That will help. Like, okay, this is his first match. Oh, he just beat the shit out of this guy.
Yeah.
He won.
Great. It doesn't need to be a immediate squash match either.
No. But it is like he beat him.
Yeah.
So, all right. Now let's let this WWE fan be a hypocrite for a little while.
Okay. It's time for AEW's Fyter Fest. Okay, right away.
Sorry?
That was the opening segment. The cold open for it is absolutely brilliant. I love it.
I didn't see the cold opener.
Okay, so
I don't think it was on my copy. I heard what they did. I heard what they did with everything. They were throughout the night, like they were replacing models with actual mannequins.
Yep.
Because part of the big deal was like
because they ran out of funding.
Yeah, well, they ran out of funding, but also because they were mocking Fyre Fest.
Yeah.
And everything, but because a lot of people are saying, oh, look, they're taking advantage of women in the most obvious fashion. Well, yes, but they actually had a point for the reason behind it.
Yeah,
so,
it was meant to be part of a joke sketch.
Yeah. So I get, like, some people were pointing that out, but it's like, it was part of the sketch, so there's more to it, but at the same time, did you really need to? I guess, because I didn't know about Fyre Fest until I heard this was a spoof on this.
Oh,
I
really?
still don't even know everything that happened to the Fyre Fest. I just know it was bad.
So what happened at Fyre Fest was the fact that there was a festival hyped up and promoted and sold way beyond what they could do. Like, to the point that talent, and I mean that talent didn't know how they were going to get to the venue.
Oh.
Like, so talent, like bands, recording artists, musicians, backed out of it right up to the day, like to the moment that it was going to happen.
Wow.
Like, even after that, they were like, yeah, we're not showing up. Like, a bunch of musicians no-showed as well. And the entire thing just went downhill super fast. It got to a point where, like, no one was in real danger. Like, that's the word. It was a bunch of spoiled people that were like, I'm stuck on an island, and I didn't bring there's only tents here for me. And there's this shitty cheese. I mean, yes, the food was absolutely... There was actually not enough food for everyone as well. Yeah, that was terrible. That was terrible. But the joke in Fyter Fest was that Kenny had been blowing this money and promising all of this stuff, and he's not able to deliver it. Like, as we said, you know, people freaked out when Jericho and Fozzy said that they were not going to perform at Fyter Fest. Instead, people did not realize that, one, Jericho wasn't booked for the show.
Yeah.
And two, there's no bands playing at the show. Like, that's the joke.
It's a video game.
Yes, it's a video game convention.
Convention tournament, like this stuff was going
A whole
on.
bunch of stuff happens at it.
Yeah. So I get that. So that part I understand. But, like, again, just the whole thing in 2019 for the joke, did we need to do this? I don't necessarily think so. But because there's a bigger point behind it and it did get a little bit of issue, I think it worked with the joke. Especially when you start replacing them with mannequins.
Straight up, like, they were... The joke is that they wanted models on stage just to have models on stage. So you could replace models on stage with mannequins. Because the satirical joke in there is that they're meant to be objects. So why not replace them with actual objects?
Yeah. So, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I get with that stuff, the point behind what they were doing with it. I get it. So it works to me. It's one of those things where it's just like, you know what? You could have done other things with it, but at the same time, it still works. The joke works, and what they were doing with it, it was in good taste. It wasn't just... It's not like the Attitude Era where we had bra and panties matches for the sole purpose of seeing hot women tear clothes off each other.
Exactly.
It was actually had a better joke going on and, like, meaning behind it. So, but at the same time, it's like it became not the biggest controversy of the show.
No, it did not.
But there was a little bit there, so I wanted to just kind of bring that up. But I'm going to say, Adam, I was not impressed with Fyter Fest. It was absolute horrid. The production value just went downhill throughout the show.
I mean, it felt like they were running out of funding as the show was going on. Like, Kenny Omega had spent all this money on something else.
I heard rumors that the cons were thinking about bankruptcy.
I heard about that as well. They sunk over $200 million into Fyter Fest, and they're not sure. They're having to refund tickets. Plane tickets, like transportation. There's a lot that they're having to refund, and it looks like they're going to be taking a massive, massive loss. I'm just kidding. It was a great show. I do feel, though, that it picked up. Who was it? Just before Darby and Cody, the match right before them is where I feel the show really kicked off. Christopher Daniels versus Shima was a great kickoff for the show. It was good.
Yeah.
What?
Hold on. I'm just switching between screens.
Oh, okay. You just looked over suddenly like something had gone wrong.
Yeah, I went looking to it for my Facebook page so I could actually Google, but it was over on this screen where your ugly mug is.
That's right, my ugly face. But really, it was the the Fatal 4-Way. And that was right before Cody, right?
Yes, I believe it was. Hold on, I'm bringing up the card right now.
Okay.
All right. So, yeah, we had the pre-show. I do want to, before we go into the flow of the show, the main show, I do want to talk about the pre-show.
Okay.
Because I didn't watch the pre-show.
Neither did I.
I will probably... that was my question was going to be to you. Was told that it on the three-way tag match
Yeah.
is great fun and a great way to kind of go watch. It's a good thing to go kind of watch.
Oh,
the tag match.
what the shit? The tag team.
Best friends.
No, not best friends. Not Chucky T. The other guys. Not SCU.
SCU.
SCU. No, the third team.
Oh, the Private Party.
Yes, Private Party. Because of that match, they got a full-time AEW contract.
Oh yeah, that's because that's one thing that Wrestle Talk was mentioning, that Private Party made themselves like stars in this match.
Oh yeah, the stars all over this card. Can I just have you pause for one more second?
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, sorry for that long commercial break.
That was an incredible commercial, and I'm so glad you guys were all able to enjoy that.
When did all of a sudden we get these commercial breaks? I mean, like...
Look, since, Fyter Fest took off, we have been on this hype train for AEW, and I guess the sponsors just decided to show up and where they were like, hey, we need you to take breaks every couple of minutes.
There must be the most stupidest sponsors ever, because we have like negative 10 people.
They also didn't give me a name or tell me what the commercials actually are or how much we're getting paid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm starting to think that the editor told me to just take those breaks anyway.
You are the editor.
Damn you,
anyway,
editor.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get back into Fyter Fest. We were talking about tag team match in the pre-show, but we're gonna move on. But before we do, Adam, there's something I've been noticing that a lot of people commenting on about AEW's pre-shows.
What about it?
How like they use this. For us in the States, it was free. It was not in the overseas. It was actually a pay-per-view. You had to pay for it. It was cheap. It wasn't like $20, $30, $50 or something. But it wasn't free for them.
Ooh. I mean, it was 2 hours long.
So the question is here, the whole pre-shows to be that spot where it's to get people to buy in, make that last minute purchase or something like that.
Right. That's why that's why it's called the buy-in.
Yeah. But the criticism is that they're not showing anything really on the pre-show that makes people want to hit that last thing. I mean, I didn't watch the pre-show of this one, but outside the tag match, nothing I've heard was really good about the pre-show.
Well, I mean, pre-shows are just there you get one, maybe two matches, and other than that, it's a talk show to hype up the main card. That's it.
No, I think what you're looking at is what WWE's pre-shows are.
I mean, that's also just what I've thought most pre-shows should be.
Most people are seeing it as they're using this as specifically to get people to buy in for this pay-per-view. Unlike WWE, where you get it for $9.99 as part of the network, you're actually paying money every time you go to watch one of their pay-per-views. So you have to buy in, and you're paying actual money. So, do you think they should be doing that, or should they actually throw someone on the pre-show? Like one of the better matches on the pre-show to get a better match on there that will get people like, oh, this is what I'm gonna get. Okay, I gotta buy.
Yeah, that's what I thought the tag team match. Sorry, the tag team match was the match to go, hey, pay attention. This is the level of action you're gonna be seeing tonight.
And that match should have been the last one to go on, not the first
I
one.
feel the same way, that it should have been the last of the three pre-shows. That probably Michael Nakazawa's hardcore match really should have kicked off the show.
Yeah. Because if you're going to have, because like I said, the match, I've heard was great things about it, but it needs to be like that, or they should have been the only match on the pre-show.
Right.
Give it a little more time to breathe and really say, this is the kind of action you're going to get tonight on pay-per-view. So it's interesting. I don't think it's that big of a deal, really, because it's only their second show, so they still have time. Um, this will come back into another conversation we'll have at the end of this about the product. Um, but it's still a second show. We have another show next weekend, Fight for the Fallen, which there are still tickets available because I checked them out.
Yeah, I'm not going to sadly be in the Jacksonville area, but I'd love to be able to get tickets.
I could be. I'm not.
Maybe you should buy tickets.
I don't have the money to buy tickets. Not the price they're selling them for.
Oh, how much? Wait, how much are tickets right now?
Where I would want to sit around $200-300.
Yeah, no, that's not gonna happen. I will never send you that much money to go see one show without me.
I'm not sitting up at the very top of the really cheap seats.
Oh, no. I would.
No. That's one.
Wait, is it outdoor or inside?
I think it's indoor.
Okay.
I
would. I don't care where I'd sit.
If I'm paying money to go watch a wrestling show, I'm not watching a goddamn Titantron. I want to be able to actually make out the action.
That's what the last time I saw any wrestling, I sat up in a balcony. And I enjoyed where I sat because I sat in a balcony physically close enough distance to the action that I was able to, that all I was doing was looking basically straight down at the ring. So I mean, I got to watch. I got no one in my way. I basically just got to watch from, I don't know, about 10 or so feet above the hard cam. But I mean, that's an old school style stadium.
Yeah.
Nobody builds stadiums like that anymore.
No. We'll interested to see that. But let's move on to the main roster. So Adam, what match stood out to you?
Wait, what match stood out to me?
Yes.
Oh crap, dude! There was too much stood out. Sadly, I did skim the Christopher Daniels SEMA match. No offense to either one of them. Both of them are in the twilight of their career, and they're not doing enough to stand out. Like, they've hit the Jake the Snake level late in the career, where you're just like, okay, you're still here, you're still really good, but can you guys be taking on the younger kids to teach them, to get them better in the ring? And I was just like, well, why does it have to be SEMA? I'm like, that's cool. It was cool, and I scrolled through it. I moved quickly through it.
It actually was really. I was doing the same things. I was watching it on the screen on my laptop while I was working on something on my the actual desktop screen, and I kept coming back to it, and it was good.
Yeah.
It was almost like if you had to have a second match on the pre-show, that match probably should have been on the pre-show. But
yes.
Also, they could have opened up the pre-show. The tag team could have closed the pre-show, and you would have had a great amount of action, like to say, it's worth paying for.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also great. It was a good match to start the main pay-per-view with.
Oh, it was a great curtain jerker.
Yeah. You know about curtain jerking.
Hey, I have been known to curtain jerk in my time. Quite honestly, you want to go on first or you want to go on last. That's it.
Yeah. Though I think they need to start making a thing about the middle of the show. Important.
Oh yeah.
Because if you have three major spots, saying, and actually in the mid, as always, the middle of the card, the very middle match, should always be your top mid-carder, your mid-title championship. One of these things that it's like, okay, these guys are hot. This guy's the hottest.
The show did have 6 matches total, and the 2 middle matches were 2 of the best matches on the card.
Yep. I would disagree.
Oh, come on, dude.
Adam Page defeating Jimmy Havoc, Jungle Boy, and MJF.
MJF is going to be the best heel of this generation.
Oh no! Don't get me wrong. No, I'm not. His character work. he's gotten so much better, and it hasn't even been a year since All In, because he still does those cheap heel
Oh
jabs.
yeah, no, that's what's so good about him is that he purposely uses the cheap heel jabs while at the same time being a meta heel who's who's obviously trying to undermine Cody later on.
No, that's the thing. Like, no, that's what I'm talking about. Like, he was doing those cheap heel tactics. Now he's doing them on purpose as part of his whole stick. But at
Yep.
All In, he was just doing it to get heat.
Oh yeah, but that was also just to get heat on him originally, so that he could then get better with the heat.
Well, yeah, but I mean, he's still learning. He was still learning, like. But in that time frame, I think he came around. From what it looks like, he's like, oh wait, I'm doing this. I'm gonna purposely do this. There's a difference between actually saying, I'm doing this because I need to get heat because I'm a heel and I'm not really sure, so I'll do the cheap heat tactics because that's what you do when you're learning to be first. You're learning. There's other ways to get heat once as you get more experience. But now he's like, no, I'm gonna purposely do this.
Yeah, this is going to be my character. My character gets cheap heat.
Yep.
He's all about the cheapest of heat.
And he's also coming up with unique ways to twist those tactics into unique, something kind of new in a way,
Right.
In a sense.
I mean,
which works.
Honestly, I'm looking at him right now going, okay, dude, you could be on level with Chris Jericho.
At some point, yes, he could.
I want to give him a career, later on in his career, he could be, the Jericho of his generation, where you're just like, you just keep showing up and you keep doing things that anyone would look at and go, you're just doing cheap, weird comedy heat. And it continues to work, though. Like, Jericho's his first list of 1,000 holds. Jericho's most latest list of people that he's got issue with. Demanding a thank you from AEW for Double or Nothing. Like, it's all cheap heel heat. But it's awesome, and you go, all right, I accept it.
So here's the thing. My problem with this Fatal 4-Way match.
Okay.
It was the fact that Adam Page was in it.
Oh, I knew he was going to win.
Oh no, that's not. Well, we knew, but no, he should not have been in this match.
Why not?
Because he's challenging Jericho to become one of the possibly inaugural world champion. These guys are not world championship level, and you bring them in there. I talked about this when he got picked up, saying it was probably gonna be Adam Page in this matchup for the challenging the world title. I was like, he doesn't feel like a world contender to me. He feels like still like a low mid-carder, like he was in Ring of Honor, in New Japan, and they're not elevating him in a way they should.
Okay.
Jericho's match will elevate him, but they should be elevating him now.
Yeah, I take what you're saying, and I say that they're doing what they can to build him as a character right now, because most of his work is actually done off-screen, like out of the ring. The reason that he had a Fatal 4-Way was because he had issue with MJF at Double or Nothing. And he demanded a match with MJF to Nick Jackson. Nick, for some strange reason, couldn't hear what he was saying and kept putting other people into the match, which then created this Fatal 4-Way. Now, I look at it more as what this is allowing is look, Adam Page is who they're kind of hanging their hat on as a face right now.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that they can build him further down the road. Hopefully this Jericho match will either he'll lose and come out better, more over with the crowd, so that way the next challenge he'll be looked at as champion. this match puts him over so much that he is a champion right after that.
See, here's the thing. I get what the reason why they did this match, but when you are gonna put a guy who has never held a world title, he never held a singles championship in Ring of Honor or New Japan. He held the 6-man tag team championships a few times, but never a singles title. And you're now saying, okay, no, we know he's there, and he has the athleticism and all the tools to be a world champion.
Yes, he does.
But he's not. They're not presenting. He hasn't been presented that way in wrestling at all since before AEW. They're trying to put him. They're trying to position him there, but they're trying to do it but too fast. Now, if he had his match with Pac at Double or Nothing, which he would have lost because that was the original plan apparently.
Yeah.
But even if he won that would have helped elevate him a little bit better. That match could have helped push him up.
Yeah, if he had won the match against Pac, I think it would have elevated him more than where he is right now.
Even if he lost the match against Pac, it still would have elevated him.
Still, right.
But now he's in matches with Jimmy Havoc, Jungle Boy, and MJF. Guys who are definitely not in the world title picture.
Not yet. Not
soon.
yet. I mean, MJF will be.
Oh, no, I'm saying anytime soon.
No, yeah, that's true. I say that Jimmy Havoc will have it when they decide to go through their probably their more hardcore run. Like you'll see probably like if they decide to do this time period, their January to March time period, they seem to do more hardcore matches. Like more of their story is hardcore.
Just froze his screen.
That I can see them doing.
Because it's
awesome.
the Tim
Losing
Show.
the video on. Okay, there it is. I hate you. Did that on purpose, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Okay. I can see them, using Jimmy Havoc as a world champion. Much in the same way that when TNA did their build-up to Lethal Lockdown, right?
Yeah.
No, Hardcore Justice.
Oh, yeah.
They put their world championship on I think it was like either Tommy Dreamer or somebody else from the hardcore style.
It was RVD.
Yes. And so it made more sense to, like, I can see Jimmy Havoc being in that position if they build to it.
Yeah. I guess I won't buy Jimmy Havoc as a world champion contender until he's proven to me that he can go out there and have a classic match that's not a hardcore match.
True. Okay. All right.
Because that's why I know he's known for his death matches and all that. Maybe he's had matches that aren't that are really good. I don't know. But because I know that's his background and he proved to me he can. And he did some good stuff in here that was that hardcore related. So he can have a match, but you got to prove to me that what's going on, what are you going to be doing with this. But again, it just goes back to you need to be elevating Adam Page to main event levels. And unfortunately, the only people who can really put him in the ring with at the moment who are at those levels are Jericho, Kenny Omega, Cody.
Yep.
Really at the moment.
John Moxley.
Yep. You're not gonna put him there.
Pentagon Jr.
Yes, but that would definitely elevate him better. He'd be better than some of the people in this talent. But I wouldn't put them. I don't put him on the same level as those guys just because, well, he's known around the world in different elements. He's not as well known in the United States. I understand. I see him on the same level as Kenny, as Cody. I'm trying to look at it from not just my point of view, but from what people who are don't watch independent wrestling on a regular basis, who may be tuning into AEW for something new to see what it is, and they're not Pentagon Jr. If they were using that name, not they're calling him
Penta L0M.
Yeah, it would work better if they had that, like the single name, because maybe they're like, oh, Pentagon Jr. Oh, that wasn't that like Impact maybe. Yeah. Something like that, but I don't know. I will say this: the Darby Allin and Cody Rhodes match.
It stole the show.
Yes, yes, it did. It was a great matchup. Great use of the time limit match time
Yes.
frame, and because they've been saying that even at Double or Nothing they were calling time limits.
Right.
Um, but I think that got lost in translation because people were so hyped for the show and everything. They weren't paying attention to people saying, "Oh, there's a time limit on this."
No, they did
It was,
announce almost every match had a time limit.
yeah, every match in Double or Nothing had a time limit. They did it again this time too, but it was very clear. You can hear it at the beginning of every match, the time limit.
Yeah. By the way, Justin Roberts did a wonderful job as ring announcer.
Yes.
Like, I
Round one,
forget how
fight!
good he is.
And then they got him to say round one fight.
Yes. Okay. But before we get on to the six-man tag match, which was a spectacle and a beautiful show of athleticism, Darby Allin won me over in this match.
Yeah, I didn't figure out. I could not remember who the hell he was. Like, I remember hearing the name, seeing the image for there, but I was like, yeah, he was just forgettable. Like, I just couldn't there. But then I saw the promo. I'm like, I don't think this guy's gonna be that. Then I saw who. I'm like, oh yeah, he does have a decent look. And I already knew the outcome of the match because I watched it a few days later.
Yeah.
But so, but watching it and just seeing what they did, it was just like, yep.
Yes.
He came out looking really good. It'll be interesting to see how they go about this.
JR's call of Darby Allin's body took the brunt of that fall. Just like broke his fall, and Darby Allin's body broke his fall there. It was like, oh my God, classic Jim Ross is right there. I love this man.
What did you think about Jim Ross? Because there are people who were saying that Jim Ross got to the point. There were times in this show that when he he didn't think it was good or didn't like the direction or something like that. He was you could kind of tell how he was covering it that he didn't like this.
So for me, I noticed, and I've noticed this recently in the non-WWE shows that he's called, because that's where I seem to catch him more than what was it, Raw 25. That I didn't actually catch him calling anything there, but
you watch WWE Raw?
yeah. But the shows that I have listened to him call, age is definitely there. Like he's not the JR that he used to be. But I mean, at the same time, he's still JR. He will still say things that you stop and you go, "Oh, yeah, I forgot that you didn't call everything perfectly as we have in our collective memories. That you were always directly on point. You knew exactly when to say these moments." It's like, no, sometimes he'd completely miss something, and you'd be like, "JR, where's the call on this one?" Or he does this occasionally because I know what he's doing. He's looking at the ring, and he's also looking at the monitor. And there are times where you see that he has actually gotten lost watching a match happen in front of him. Because, I mean, Excalibur is a wonderful play-by-play guy now.
Yeah.
Absolutely. He's going to be their AEW's play-by-play guy. And I like JR right now. I would only want him to come in for pay-per-views.
Yeah.
Week-to-week shows, it's Excalibur, and I don't know who else they're going to fill the other spot with.
I know someone. It
Who?
should be Stone Cold
Vampiro?
Steve Austin.
No.
There was a rumor going around that Vince was convinced that Stone Cold was negotiating with AEW.
Oh, really?
This was like a month ago. Like, because it was a few weeks ago, because he announced his podcast was coming back, he was having Tony Khan come on. And then that Austin was secretly negotiating to do something with AEW, like promo or I don't know. But
I have somebody. I actually have somebody to sit in and call matches with Excalibur. I don't know how well it's going to work, but it will be amazing, and it will somewhat satisfy certain fans. CM Punk. Put him behind that desk. He much like Taz, he does not come out from behind it once Taz got to the WWE and was officially medically declared that he couldn't get in the ring anymore.
Yeah.
But CM Punk just doesn't come out. He's like, no, I don't wrestle. I do not, as I've said many times, I don't do that anymore. Cool, you're not wrestling. You're calling matches. You're great on the mic. You will do an amazing job of calling matches either fairly or purposely skewing towards a heel or just being you.
Yeah.
And I think they would give him freedom.
I think it'd just be him being him, because that way he can pick and choose who he wants to really hype
exactly.
up. But yeah.
And I mean,
so there's a match we gotta talk about. Because I love this match, because...
What, the 6-man tag team match?
No, that was actually boring.
Oh, come on. It was a spectacle. It was meant to be a spot fest. It was just fun.
I love how I got you to react to that and actually think I thought that. Because you were just like, what? No, you...
I mean...
Okay, I'll give you halfway. It was a spectacle. It was a great match. I'm talking about... We had to talk about the triple threat women's match.
Oh, yeah. By the way, I have a complete crush on Yuka Sakazaki. I have a total crush on her.
So do I. I also now have a crush on Rio as well, because, damn, they're good. So, for our predictions for Wrestle Talk, or whatever Wrestle League that we did, I threw them together really quickly. I picked Yuka Sakazaki, forgetting who she was. I thought she was the person that was the team leader that Rio was on in the 6-women tag match. I was wrong, because she didn't have that. I can't remember that person's name, but so I figured, okay, she's part of that. I'll give it to her. The Hiroko Shide.
Yeah.
Was the one I thought it was, but no. But anyway, so this matchup was great because Nyla Rose was there for the power moves, the big spots, to show dominance.
Oh yeah.
That double camel clutch. Oh my god.
Yeah. That was pretty cool.
That looked painful. And then having Yuka and Rio working together to bring her down, and then immediately go to fight each other.
Oh yeah. It's the way a triple threat match should be booked. Is that once the most evil is taken care of, then the two that had to team up immediately goes after each other. It should always be booked that way.
No, it should be always booked that way, because that's just boring after a while. But no, like when you have like a monster in there who's clearly the powerhouse, yes, you should be teaming together to take them down, and then you focus on each other. So I thought it was great. And like they even said it in the commentary that Yuka won over the fans at Double or Nothing. So did Rio,
they
too.
totally did.
And it was a great matchup, and I was excited for the women's division. They're actually going to have good matches. This was a 12-minute and 30-second match. To that point, in the night, it was the longest match.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was the second match on the card. And I mean, a 12-minute match wasn't... I'm not saying that that's a terrible thing. They did a very good job of making sure that everyone's matches did not feel overshadowing. Like, no one match was like, oh, holy shit, this just took forever.
Yeah.
Like, it never felt like that.
Well, I mean, yeah, I'm talking about overall the entirety of the show. Oh my bad, the triple threat tag team match was a 16-minute match. But outside of that, every other match was like 8:50, 9:30, 9:40,
Yep.
and then you got a 12 and a half minute match. Then we got a 10-minute and 15-minute match for the Fatal 4-Way. And then everything else was 20 minutes.
The
matches.
Fatal 4-Way did feel a little bit quick.
I wasn't paying attention half the time because I didn't care as much. It was
Cody
good.
and Darby felt amazing. Like it felt it.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, it went to a 20-minute time limit, so that was just perfect.
Yeah. I mean, I caught a lot of good, cool spots from the Fatal 4-Way, but like, I'm not the biggest fan of Adam Page because of how and it's more out of I'm not his push to be in the main event when they're not doing what they should be doing to push him, make him feel like a main eventer. Which I understand is a new company, but at the same time, you should want your top guys, some of your top talent, and that's what you're trying to make to draw.
Yeah.
Now, if you had like a Fatal 4-Way for the title,
Oh, okay.
then having Adam Page in there, that's fine because it gives him the rub with three other main eventers. Like if you had Cody, Jericho, and you got some other bigger name that's not part of the clique
John
and
Moxley.
everything.
I don't know.
And John Moxley in there, that would have been great.
Yeah.
But all right, so the 6-man
Let's get to that last match.
6-man tag match was great. The little Street Fighter element.
The Hadouken.
Yep. Was awesome. And then you had the and that was after that matchup, it was the end of the show.
Yep, that was the official end of the show.
And then when the lights came back on, there was a non-sanctioned match that was not part of the show.
I do like how they Justin Roberts announced that the show was ending and that the lights will go down, and when they come back up, one more match will happen. This is unsanctioned. And I was like, oh, that's how, much like NXT, they're going back to classic presentation of wrestling. They're like, no, this is an event that we're putting on. Our show is all of these matches happening. And the story we're telling this night. You know, it's like theater.
Yeah. So what I only part of the non-sanctioned matchup. When I was watching it, I decided I wanted to go to bed because it was late and it was like there was another 10 minutes left on it.
You only watched half the match.
Yeah. There was some interesting spots, and damn I didn't get to the part where Moxley took Joey Janela's boots off and socks and dropped his feet on tacks.
Yeah. Oh, that's basically the finale.
Okay.
Like let me just do this for you. Tacks get put on the mat. Moxley tackles Janela, and gets his boots off, then tackles him, gets his socks off, picks him up, and slams him down feet first into the tacks. Then picks Janela back up and does the dirty deeds, which I don't remember what they're calling it, but I'm going to still call it the dirty deeds for now.
Yeah.
Onto the tacks.
Yep.
Which he is then like tacks are in his back as well because he decided shirtless.
Yep.
Smart guy, right? Janela actually did have a few tacks in his forehead afterwards. So he really did sell the DDT. Good on him. Then you had almost immediately after the bell rang, Omega came out and attacked Moxley.
So we'll get to that in just a second. I just want to talk really quickly about how they made a point to tell people that this matchup is going to be violent.
Yeah.
For any kids or families who are at the show, this is going to get violent. You may not want your kids to see this level of violence. And So it was a great little thing to say, okay, here. And Tony Khan was asking the press, it's like, the violence we saw like that, is that going to be on our regular programming for TV? He's like, no. No, 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 no. That's definitely
No.
not going to what TV is going to be like. It'll probably be different rules for pay-per-views, because it was free here in the States. It was basically a pay-per-view everywhere else. So
Right.
different rules for pay-per-views, which is good. That should be. Your standard pay-per-view should be TV 14, a hard TV 14 at times.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be hard every time, but it should be just like, hands down, it's TV 14. People with younger kids, just so you know, there could be blood. There
No, at
could
the same
be
time,
stuff.
AEW's audience is the 15 to 35 age range. So they're already going, most of the audience is already going, yeah, I'm not bringing my, 10-year-old, my 9-year-old, my 8-year-old to these things.
See, the
I'm
thing
bringing my
is, though-
16-year-old to it.
See, the thing is, though, that there are kids who are doing this.
I know. There's
But the reason why they're doing it is because they're these people who are probably bringing these kids are like, oh, it's WWE. We're wrestling fans from WWE. That's kid friendly. So I could bring them to this one, and they're like, well, that's fine. I think they want to reach out to the younger demographic kids as well, but they're not gonna prioritize to those kids like WWE has. But then we have the reverse outcome of Double or Nothing. Kenny Omega attacks Moxley, lays him out, and we see Moxley, Omega go out, celebrate, only to have Moxley laughing.
Yeah, I did like seeing Moxley laughing in the last, Kenny is clearly, sitting on the ramps looking like, see, I can attack him too. I'm just as hardcore as he can be. I'm just as a opportunist, if you will. Remember, I am still the cleaner. But Moxley is leaning off to the side, looking away from him, but still on camera, just being like, "This is what I wanted. I want this."
See, the people were saying, are taking away that this is exactly what Moxley wanted to do. He wanted to get under Omega's skin to get him to react that way, to prove that even when Omega attacks him and beats the shit out of him, he still won because he got Omega to do that.
Right.
Where it's not necessarily a thing that Omega will do if you piss him off, yes, but it was a great thing. So overall, what would you rate the show?
Honestly, a 4. It was a very solid show. I absolutely, what they did to get certain people over, we'll say Janela, Riho and Yuka, also Ali on the pre-show, and MJF. I feel they did very good. They used everyone to their best of ability.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, actually, I think that it's Jimmy Havoc and Jungle Boy were actually not used to their fullest of potentials, if anyone wasn't.
So I think about a 4 is probably a good rating for it, because it was a solid show, short show, shorter than I thought it was going to be. I thought we were going to have a little bit longer matches.
I thought the matches were gonna at no point did I feel like I was bored watching a match.
No. I think it was great. It was a good timing, a great length for matches. So that was great. But let's talk about AEW's product, because the rumor going around for AEW is going to be a more sports-oriented type show.
Okay.
Because we know wins and losses are going to be important, which we got at this show, because everyone who won here is going into a bigger match, so they want to look strong.
Right.
So, makes sense. But this was not sports-centric, I guess, type element. So the question is, if we get TV, are we gonna be getting a different style, Because if we are, they need to start doing that now, not in October.
No, what I see is so they're already kind of doing it, but they're doing it through their YouTube channel right now. Post match, they're being interviewed.
Okay.
But right now, that's being posted onto the AEW YouTube page, and you'll catch it about a day or two later. Like, shit, that was Sunday, or was it Saturday that Fyter Fest happened?
Fyre Fest, I think it was Saturday. Hold on.
So it was a week ago. I think it was like Monday or Tuesday that they had the interviews up.
Okay.
So most likely their TV show will be either interview pre-match, some like you'll probably see a little bit more of actual like press conferences, where you'll have like cameras in microphones being put right in their face. You know, it's not going to be just the WWE product where it's like, oh, there's one person backstage and they're doing all the interviews. Instead, it'll be like, no, post-match, you come here. You stand here and you answer the questions from, you know, our network of reporters that we have.
So, because that was one of the concerns that I saw a lot of people were saying, like, okay, so we're getting the rumors and stuff coming out for what their weekly TV show is going to look like. It's not matching up what we're gotten at Double or Nothing or at Fyter Fest.
No, I feel that this is going to be what their pay-per-views are going to be looking like.
That's fine, but that's not what they should be doing now. Because your pay-per-views and your weekly TV show do need to link up in some ways. And if you do a more sports-oriented television product and you get this, that breaks to me, that's not the same. That's not going to work really well because this is more sports entertainment, what we're getting, which is fine. This is more, if we're going to go more like actual legit sport type presentation, that looks something completely different. And
well, I mean, they can only do so much with the TV time that they have right now.
Yes, but that's what I'm saying. If you're going to be doing something more like the presentation, like fighting, like more like a fight type setup, than what we're getting, you should be doing that in your pay-per-views now to show people what we're going to be getting. Instead of saying, we're going to do this, and then come October, get something completely different, and it's like, wait, why didn't we get, and just be kind of caught off guard. So
yeah,
the only people who know are the people who are running it, and so far, if we're going to do this, that's great. It's a little more WWE-ish than I was expecting.
I mean, it's still not. It's definitely not a WWE type product.
No, it's not, and which is great. It's not. You can't. It's leaning a little too far to me right now.
It leans very much WCW right now.
Oh well, yeah, that I could have told you that, but no.
But I see that more as Cody looking at what his father did and going, all right, let's keep trying this stuff for right now.
I say if that's what they're doing, then they shouldn't be doing that. They should be getting over what they're going to be doing once they get TV. But my point is, like, to me, it's leaning a little too much towards WWE Light right now, which when you look at it, it's nothing like WWE Light, because we've seen WWE Light. That was TNA in 2010 after Hogan and Bischoff took over. They went hardcore WWE Light, which makes no sense. Oh, you want WWE Light? Why don't I just go watch WWE then?
I know.
But it's leaning a little bit that way, and I'm just like, because I've watched a lot of wrestling. I've been around, and yes, it's definitely has that WCW type feel, which I kind of figured we'd get a little bit because of Cody and his father. But at the same time, it's like, if you need to figure out, like, if you're doing something like this for television, just a scaled down version for television, great. But we should be getting a more solid look of what we're going to be getting for television now.
Right.
So only time will tell.
Exactly.
But which goes again back into the pre-shows when you have these bigger pay-per-views where you're going to actually be asking people to shell out $50 for, and you need to have it. You want that buy-in. You gotta make your pre-shows count.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if you go back to Sunday Night Heat when they had before their pay-per-views, Sunday Night Heat was the jobber of job shows. It was like the main event. Every so often you'd get maybe a bigger star on there, but when it was a pay-per-view night, you would have the fucking Rock or Austin come out and raise hell or do something.
Yeah.
You always do something big on that Sunday Night Heat show to hype you up and get you to want to buy that pay-per-view. And they were done well. You can, and that's what they should be doing with this show.
Yeah, I see that.
Because again, they're not. Cody's already said they're not doing monthly pay-per-views. They're going to be doing bigger shows every few months because they are asking you to shell out a lot more money, and also so they want to make sure they are getting your money's worth. I would love to see some stuff them to do throughout the month, throughout the year, is these smaller shows. I'm not saying you give away for free or anything, but like a smaller show where it's like $10 a month, $10 or
maybe
like $15. First, and you get, and so like okay, it's $15, so it's not gonna be the hypest of hypes. It's a show. You're gonna get your money's worth, but it's not like when you pay $50, $60 for like All Out, and you're like, oh my god.
True.
So, but anything else you want to add, Adam?
I really don't have much else. Jon Moxley though looks awesome, and I can't wait for what he's going to do with Kenny Omega and what this Moxley will be like in AEW compared to what Moxley will be in New Japan.
See, that's the thing. I was wondering. I was kind of surprised that he came out with pants on for his matchup.
Yeah.
And he didn't. So it was interesting. Like he's doing two different things. One for the New Japan, like Indies, and then one thing for AEW.
Right.
I'm not so sure I like the idea. I think you should just stick to one and keep with it. But that's just me.
Yeah.
I think this is because maybe the AEW is like, we want you to have our own unique version of.
It could be.
And I can understand that if that's the case. But thank God you don't have anything else to talk about because, God damn it, I feel like I've been talking for over 24 hours.
It feels like we've been talking for nearly 2 days.
Yeah. And my eyes just want to shoot myself for looking at your face for so long. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we may have taken a long commercial break. I still have to look at that ugly mug.
The messenger has been on, the video chat's been on this entire time, and it's been chewing up my internet, man.
Your face has been taking up my internet.
I mean, the plus side is you just get to look at my office, so I can leave and go to bed. You know, yours it's aimed right at your bed. Why do you have a camera aimed right at your bed? Don't answer that. Just wrap up the show. Let's move along.
It's for my wild sex shows. Woohoo! It's like no, take that out of the show.
I need to watch kitten videos. Get that image out of my head.
Kitten videos are awesome. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you've been listening to us talk for a little while now in that long commercial break. So, since you clearly liking what you're listening to, give a thumbs up. I know it's not easy to listen to Adams for this long. Try looking at him for this long, especially for this episode. And comment down below what you thought of AEW Fyre Fest, what you thought of the show, what you do you think that they need to be showing what they're going to be doing for television? Do you think this is what they're going to be doing for television? Let us know down in the comment section. Before you go that, since you just give us a thumbs up, go ahead and hit that subscribe button.
Ding!
Ring that bell.
Ding, ding!
And get bent.